Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Early Morning Podcast. It is July 27th, 2:01 exactly, just 1 minute off. This is a special episode, man. We're in a different location. I mean, obviously you can tell. If you're listening on audio, I highly suggest you switch to YouTube. We got two special guests, man. An artist, tattoo artist, painter, anything. Just an artist overall. Daniel, a.k.a. AR INKBOMBERS.
What up, guys?
What up?
How's it going?
And then we got Kev, who's about to get partial work done. I mean, he's gotten like how many pieces now?
This is going to be the fourth piece of my leg sleeve.
Fourth piece on his sleeve. So you guys are about to tune into a live tattoo session on Kev's leg. So hell yeah.
First time ever done this.
Yeah, dude, this is the first. I mean, I don't know if there's ever been a live tattoo podcast done. But, I mean, like I said, here, we'll pull up Daniel's page real quick. Guys, give him a follow, man. AR_INKBOMBERS, BMBRS. Dude, he's done killer art so far, man. He's helped. I mean, he's done all the shit I've seen him do on Kev is awesome, and all of his paintings are legit as fuck. I posted some of them on my stories on Instagram. By the way, grab a J, grab a brew, grab whatever it is you do. And try to kick back and relax for this episode, man. I mean, if this isn't entertaining for you, I don't know what the fuck else would be. I mean, you're going to see a live tattoo. I mean, you could see Kev's face already.
Look, when I first met Daniel, we discussed the fact that the shin was probably the most painful place to get a tattoo.
Okay.
And here I am many years later having him tattoo my shin himself.
On EMP.
Yeah. On EMP. I wanted it to be live so you can see just what it's like to get a real shin piece done.
So wait, you said when you first met Daniel, you want to go back into that? That's been a few years, you said, back. Do you discuss the shin piece off the bat? First of all, that's interesting.
Yeah, so I met Daniel through someone I knew at one of the jobs that I worked, who had ink done by him. Referred me to his Instagram, found him, met up, and he has a private studio set up.
I mean, this is one of the dopest. I mean, Kev told me about Daniel, like, before. He's like, yeah, dude, I have, like, one of the best artists ever, which everybody says. I mean, obviously no offense to Daniel, but everybody thinks that their artist is the best artist in the world, you know? But so Kev was like, yeah, dude, for real, this guy's chill as fuck. Like, he has the dopest spot. And I was like, word, okay. And he's like, dude, when I get my leg sleeve, you got to come out. You got to see it. And I was like, word. And dude, this is the second time I've been here, and you can see the art. This is all his art that you see in frame. This is all paintings that Daniel has made himself. So I mean, we'll get into a little bit more like of his creative side, especially and like his inspirations and whatnot in his paintings. But as you can see, what I noticed first off was there's a lot of shit going on, which is dope. But you can find little things in there that are like, I don't know, small details that are like that. This man right here in the hallway, bro. I love that one. Like just something like that, dude.
The longer you look at the paintings, the more you realize how much is in them.
Of course, yeah,
and
dude.
And then you realize, oh my God, someone just painted this out of nothing. Like this was a vision that no one could have come up with but the artist themselves.
Exactly, man.
I just try to put a lot of Easter eggs, keep it interesting. Keep the eye wandering.
Exactly, dude.
Little by little, you'll find something.
Like your little trademarks, man. Like the bomb every now and then I love the UFO too. Like that's so sick. And then on that other one you showed us in your studio with the whale on it, bro. I showed that to another homie and they're like, "That's not 3D printed." I was like, "No, bro. He painted that on a canvas." So I'll put a picture of that on actually in the episode right now so you guys can know what I'm referencing. But it's literally my fucking background on my phone now. So
that's what's up.
Yeah, bro. If you guys can catch that, it's a lot going on. You can't really see it, but it's one of the sickest like paintings I've ever seen. Yeah. I told him like I want to get something like the Mia Wallace that you could see in frame a little bit, or something like he has in his studio, literally in our studio at EMP. I'd be so sick to have a mural done, man.
I'll be doing a release on the painting too once I complete it.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna do a little release for it, so that'll be kind of fun.
Hell yeah, man. So yeah, if you want to cop that, you already know where you can, dude, and how you can. And then you also said you do like merch shit too every now and then as well, right?
Yeah. I try to do some drops. I just try to keep it fun, keep it fresh. That way, you know, I don't wanna like fall out of love with it. I'd rather just have a passion for it. You know, every time I do it, I go all in. You know,
of course.
That way the product becomes like, it's not just the product. It's just like you're taking a little bit of art home for yourself. You know.
Of course. Yeah. I mean, not a lot of people just look at it as like a crew neck or a T-shirt or whatever, but you like put way more thought and shit into it, dude. Like again, artist. That's why I wouldn't know how to define it. That's an artist right there, man.
That's why we're here.
Yeah, bro, for real.
That's
I mean,
exactly why we decided to do this pod.
I was just talking about the studio, and I went on to being like, oh yeah, his art's the shit, cause like this studio is the shit, man. Like the studio's dope, man. And like you have a partner, I believe, that also works in here as well.
Oh yeah, my buddy Rask. He gets down. Look him up, Rask off the con.
There you go.
Down, he gets down too, man. I learned a lot from him, and he's learned a lot from me. So we're like, you know, we feed off each other, and kind of have this friendly competition. So it's fun. You know, we talk shit here and there. Like, hey, damn, that's good. Like, all right, I gotta step it up. You know.
Hey, that's the best. I mean, in comedy, that's the same thing, man. Like you see somebody writing some jokes, and you're like, fuck, that's hilarious. I need to come up with something like that, dude. So it's exactly same competitive style, man, in anything, sports, whatever it may be. But that's cool that you have a homie, you know, that he's like your boy, that you guys could see each other's work and be like, yeah, improve, you know. But back to what you were saying, Kev, I'm going full circle.
Oh man,
you're like, I met him, a few years ago.
My very first tattoo session, you know, I had my idea planned out before we came. It was all ready to go, but we were just talking for a while. Tattoos, you know, I was a tattoo virgin, about to get my first one. I had some questions, and we were talking, and Daniel's tattooed himself a couple times as well. And one of the first things I remembered him telling me was he tattooed his own shin, and he had to stop because it hurt so bad.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, damn, from the artist himself saying the shin was, I mean, he had tattooing himself with his own control, saying the shin was one of the harder parts to tattoo. It really scared me. I won't lie, but I think just by being a soccer player, I think just our legs are our biggest accent pieces, and I say, you know what? Screw it, man. We're going for the sleeve.
Because that's like a huge move to hear from your artist say, hey, I tried tattooing one tattoo on my shin, hurt like a bitch, and you were like, oh, really? Let me fill up my leg then. And be like, oh, you one hurt? Let me put on 6, 7, 8 different huge pieces, which you can get into more about what the tattoos are, but like that's just crazy because I guess I kind of get it because when I first got my chest piece, like I was showing Daniel before we turned the mic and the cameras on, my first chest piece was 16, and it felt like having a sunburn and having somebody scrape dry like sandpaper on me for 3 hours, just straight up. So I was like, I'll never do.
That's a good analogy right there.
Yeah, that's what it felt like. It was like a really bad sunburn, and somebody was just drawing on me with sandpaper for 3 hours. And I was like, oh, I'll never touch my chest again. But of course I did. Like I went to my other pec, and like so I kind of get what you mean, but like. I haven't filled in my chest yet, man. Like I'm taking my time on that. How did you think like, yeah, I'm gonna go for the full fucking sleeve, man?
Well, part of getting tattoos, man, and I tell this to everyone who asks me, since I'm one of the more tattooed people of some of the people
that people
I've
you
met.
know you, yeah.
I tell them not only just the classic, you know, make sure you know what you want discussion that everyone has.
It's there for life, yeah. Everyone knows.
But it's not what you're getting that's there for life, but it's where you're getting it that's there for life too. So
another
you have
huge
to
factor.
really think about, you know, the plot of your body and your skin and how you want it to flow.
Yeah, of course.
And I had a whole entire open leg for a sleeve, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna power through it because I want my leg to be decorated. I had a little mini bird done on my thigh, on my other leg, a year ago, My second tattoo ever done by Daniel was on my calf, on my other leg. So I like leg decoration, and that was kind of what inspired me to say, you know what, I'm gonna power through the shin pain and go full sleeve, because this is worth it. The theme of this sleeve means so much to me that it's worth the pain.
Yeah, for sure. That's what, like, every tattoo I would say. Like, that every time I'm getting one, if ever, like, my ribs or my stomach, you know, those are the ones I hurt a lot. I'm always like, dude, once this is over, you're gonna fucking love it. You're gonna love it, and that's what really matters. You know, that you like the tattoo, you like the artwork, dude.
And it was funny too when I tattooed my shin, I couldn't finish the design. So what happened was, like, I loved the design so much, I woke my stepbrother up that morning and go, hey, let me do this tattoo on you. So
on you, you made him tattoo himself?
No, I tattooed him with the design that I wanted.
You wanted?
Yeah, I wanted to finish it, but I couldn't finish it on my leg. So what I did is, I go, hey,
what
dude.
the? And he, like, listened?
Yeah,
he was
he
down?
was like, all right. He just liked to get tattooed. He didn't care what I did. He's like,
or where? Did you do it on his shin too?
No, this is an arm.
Oh, I thought you were like, hey, I want to put you through the same hell I went through.
I should have done that. But
Yeah, and you just were like, hey, dude, give me your shin real quick. Like, oh my god.
Yeah. So
you, like, still did the piece.
Yeah, and I finished it, and it was just a picture of a pinup girl face, because I like to do portraits.
Okay, I got you.
And then it was funny because, like, now, like, when people ask, hey, who's that? He just says, oh, we just say, oh, it's our grandma. You know?
Shut up. No way, as a pinup girl. Oh my god.
Yeah, because it's one of those old school vintage photos, you know?
Yeah.
So then, I just thought that was funny, you know? We just now it's like our little, like, oh, we just say it's our grandma.
Yeah, that's funny, but. Yeah. So you tried to do that on your shin originally. Yeah. You wanted to do it. Then did you ever finish it or no?
No, I did not.
No.
Yeah, I just. So you're feeling it now, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
The line work that's getting right towards the shin bone is very much different, for sure.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we're gonna show Kev's at the end of the episode. We're gonna show what it looks like, even if we have to take breaks or not, because who knows? I'm not sure how long this will last, but. I mean, Daniel works really quickly, which is one of the fucking things that Kev brought up to me first. Was like, bro, this only took me like an hour 30, hour 45, and it's like a full-on 7x5 piece or whatever, like, or a little bit smaller. Like that thigh piece, man. That was nice, man. Like,
yeah, I mean, I got quicker over time because I just do it. I don't think about it. I just jump in and just try to knock it out. Like,
and you know. Go ahead.
Go for it.
I was gonna say, I remember asking you last time I was here. I was like, "Yeah, would you mind doing a live podcast while doing it?" And the reason I was kind of like, I was thinking maybe you might say no is because you need to focus. But you were talking to us regardless. You know, Kev, you was keeping conversation with you, with me, like just talking about just life shit, anything, and you were still fucking killing it. So does that, like you said, just come with time and experience, basically?
Yeah, pretty much. I just got used to it. I just been doing it for so long. I've been doing it for about going on 16 years tattooing. So yeah,
16 over a decade doing this, putting art on people's bodies, man.
Yeah, like, and then I do that, and then I just started dabbling in art too, and I started getting into paintings, and then my paintings also just like it's a trip how the way they engage with their audience, you know, like when you came over, how you just like got mesmerized. Like it's weird that I like.
Bro, they capture, because I described it as like constructive chaos. I think I told you, it was like there's so much going on, but at the same time, if you look at it and break it down, it's really not that. It's very simple, dude.
And it's admirable too.
It's so of course it's admirable. It's beautiful, dude. Like. That's why the one is my literal fucking screensaver on my phone, just because I look at that and I'm like, damn, like I would never be able to do some shit like this, but it's dope as fuck to see. Like whenever I open my phone, like.
Dude, sometimes I trip out. Like at the end, I'm just like, oh shit. Like I take a breath, I step back, like I did this. Like,
so that's good. That's awesome. You can appreciate your art at least, man. Like you're able to realize, like, oh fuck, this is dope. Yeah. I feel like most people are their own, like. I've said before, like, I'm one of my worst critics, like, about, like, whatever I do. I judge myself. But if you're able to realize, be like, hey, dude, this is actually sick as fuck. Like, I did a good job with this. Then that's good, man.
Yeah, I mean, in anything, it's just, practice, repetition, and then eventually you just open the door, and then it just becomes so organically, like, you know, like taking a piss. You just do it, like, you know.
You just gotta go. You gotta go, man.
Do it, like, organically, and then after that.
Like, I mean, bro's talking about tattooing, putting needles and ink, and he's relating it to go do number 1, dude. Like, what
It's
the?
organic.
It's that easy, bro. Like,
yeah, so
organic, dude. That's. I mean, I guess, dude. Like,
you just get to a certain point where, like your comedy stuff, you know, you get to a certain point where it's like you just go on stage, you don't even think about it. Once you get to that point, that's how you know, like, all right, you have something here. And and you just do the thing until you start building and growing, and then people start finding you.
It's like instinct. I feel like almost like I was describing. It's funny you say that, like the comedy. Yeah, I was telling a friend who hasn't been on stage before, hasn't done comedy or anything. They're like, yeah, man, I don't know how you do that. And I was like, to be honest, that time that I'm up there, I almost black out. Like, it's like I'm almost gone. I don't remember it. I remember maybe a few seconds here and there. Maybe when the crowd, I got a good reaction. But other than that, it's like work. Yeah. It's like just like I'm going to work. I get off stage. I see that light, and I'm done. Yeah. And then I almost don't remember.
It's like an on and off switch. Like
exactly, man. It's like I'm in the green room. I'm waiting. I'm doing last minute notes, rehearsing. And then as soon as I hear, all right, next on stage, host of Early Morning Podcast, you may know him from this, and it's like, all right, joke time. And I go in, I got to do my jokes.
You go on the zone mode.
Exactly, man. Yeah. And it's like, like I said, I black out that time. Like, I'm sure you've done thousands of tattoos. There's no way you could remember every one. Yeah. Once I get to a point, there's no way I'm going to remember every set, you know, every joke I've told, you know.
And that's a good thing. You know, if you can't remember, that means you're putting in the work.
Exactly,
you know?
yeah.
So.
If you're staying busy, that's the best, man. Yeah. Like, staying busy with appointments, staying busy with booking, staying busy with shows, whatever it may be, man.
Oh, yeah. And it was always hard. It was always harder to work at a shop, like, because if I'm not doing anything, I just go crazy. Like, I feel like I need to paint, or I need to draw, or I need to stay productive, you know. I can't just sit and wait for an appointment, you know.
Dude, I absolutely know that feeling. Talking about, you know, coming out of the pandemic recently, Kev and I, you know, I mentioned last episode. By the way, guys, I know we're like almost 20 minutes in. This was the guy behind the camera before last episode. He was in the studio last time.
I still don't know how to piss in a urinal with minimal splashback, so if anybody has any tips. Actually, my cousin did send me something. He sent me one of
squat.
Him and his girlfriend's family went to some it was like an Asian restaurant down in San Diego, and they had like almost like just bowl-shaped urinals, basically. That was like it was basically like a toilet with no tank.
Oh, okay.
And it had a little bit of a back angle, so you could piss like against it. And he said, because I had talked to him about this too, and he said that was the least minimal splashback he's had on a urinal piss. So maybe that's the theme, is basically just fuck urinals, make everything bowl shaped.
You know what? Why can't, like, I don't know why they don't implement it in households where there's a fucking urinal for dudes, and then, like, just organically.
It's just probably more cost on plumbing, man.
But see, if everybody did it, they'll find ways to cut, you know, to over time it gets
to cheaper. Cut the pricing on that.
Like, I'm sure they'll figure something out. Like, you could do like the urinal and then the pipe.
Straight up, I would be cool, like, if I live, like, you know, because there's 3 dudes where I live, 2 females. If there was one urinal and, like, maybe in the one section of the house where we always just went to pee, that would be enough. You know what I'm saying? That'd be enough.
Yeah.
Or just a designated place to piss.
Yeah, I always thought, like, because I have grew up with a house full of, like, sisters and shit. So
okay.
I know what he's talking about.
The splashback? Yeah, man. The splashback is never, like, fun to deal with. Kev, it looks like you're dealing with some fun, though, over there.
Well, just getting over the shit areas. Yeah, it comes and goes. That's the weird part about tattoos.
Take a real quick peek at it.
It comes in waves.
Doing some shading on there right now.
Some bold lines, dude. Some bold lines.
Just, right now we're doing outline, and then we'll do the shading and coloring a little bit.
I mean, I said Daniel works quick. I mean, he already is like lined up. It almost looks like half the tattoo since the episode has started.
And it's been what, like 20 something minutes.
No,
It's been exactly 20 minutes, exactly, and like most of the tattoos line work is done.
Yeah, the line work's usually quicker. But
Yeah.
like when I do portraits and stuff, I because of the shading, I don't really use a lot of outline. It's mostly just shading techniques.
Got you.
The only time you use outline is like in the nose area or the eyes, you know.
Okay.
So then you start.
Oh, to make that
to make-
3D kind of
Yeah,
effect,
yeah.
right? Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
If you show lines in there, you won't really. You'll
It
start,
won't look
Yeah.
good. Yeah, I've seen those like terrible portrait tattoos of like it's supposed to be a grandfather or something, and it looks so bad.
You ever
Like,
seen the memes where they put the image of the tattoo on the actual photo and it looks nothing like it?
I've seen them side by side, and it looks nothing like it. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's like just a nightmare, man. Like,
I always tell people, do your research before you hit up a tattoo artist. Like, do your research first.
of course,
Right
man.
before, because you go to somebody that'll like, yeah, I'll give you a good deal, and they'll mess you up, and you'll just be like, you're gonna have to pay more just to get it fixed, to go over it, you know.
Yeah.
I've learned like, oh, go ahead, Kev.
I was gonna do in back where I used to live in Minnesota. I had
Minnesota.
I had.
Like Minnesota.
You said it with a little bit of the tint on there, dude.
I've only ever heard people say it with the accents. That's why I
Yeah.
learned how to say the word, man. But there's a tattoo artist that's not too, or a tattoo shop that's not too far down from where I worked, and the owner would come in all the time shopping, and he'd see my tattoos, and he'd be like, "Oh yeah, come by my shop, like we're good, like we just got a new location," and I would be like. He'd give me his card and be like, give me this card. I'd give him this card and you'll get like 15% off or something. And I was like, like, alright, like maybe, like I'm not really looking for a tattoo right now, but like it's a good option, right? It's close, a deal, like know the guy, right? Like,
Shout out, speaking of a deal, real quick, sorry to cut you off. Shout out Plugga, producer Plug, always behind the scenes, making shit happen 24/7. You can check us out on TikTok at Early Morning Pod. Any email inquiries, business at theearlyMorningPodcast.com. And you can always check me out on Instagram at VIK_EMP.
can I
Sorry.
plug my Instagram too?
Go for it.
It's Kex_CL, KEX_CL.
There you go. Now return to this guy trying to give you discounts on tattoos.
Well, he told me, he's like, yeah, I had a shop down the road. We just moved locations, and I helped him, sell some supplies to help renovate his new spot, and it was cool. But one of my coworkers went down there to get a quote one time, and the guys were all total creeps. The shop, like, even though it was new and looked nice, like they were still just the energy in there was off. It was not the kind of place where you felt comfortable getting it.
Vibes off, man.
The vibe's off, and let's be honest. If the vibe's off, you gotta get real, man.
Yeah, that's true.
So, wait, because I was gonna
Can I
get...
see one of the pens? The Nikes or... You should keep them close by, dude.
I was trying to keep him out of frame.
It's okay, bro. It's not like they're gonna like pick that up, bro. They were out of frame too, by the way. You're blocking it. But yeah, anyway, what's it called? Yeah, you got there. You could tell it was not probably the ideal.
No,
Drop more shit.
It was just not the move, I had, we were going to get the store number of the store we worked at tattooed on us, me and a coworker. Just 4 numbers. I was going to small little micro tattoo, just 4 numbers tattooed on like my ankle or some shit. And somehow through the consultation from that, the dude creeped us both out enough that we were like, nah, it's not gonna happen here.
Yeah.
And that's when I realized, like, you can't just get a tattoo.
No, exactly. Thank good.
You have to get a tattoo artist.
You know what's good is you realize that early, bro. Which I'm sure Daniel can vouch for, man. Like, that's good that you realize you can't just walk into a shop and be like, hey, I want this.
Yeah, Daniel has done every single piece of work on my body besides this tiger, this triceratops, and then this little bird on my leg.
He did the inner bicep one too.
He did all my inner bicep. I don't know if you guys.
Yeah,
can
unfortunately
see
the camera won't. Oh yeah, actually
inner
they can't.
bicep
That picks
there.
up. Yeah.
All the tricep here, the shoulder. I have a big a chest piece that goes down. Daniel's done most all of my work because.
That's somebody
That's
you
the
can
artist.
trust. You know his work. You can do
Yeah.
it, dude. I was gonna say right before you mentioned that, I've learned tattoo artists are like jewelers, man. You gotta be you gotta know what you want, and you can't let them like jewelers are sometimes they'll try to like jip you out of shit. They'll try to like finesse you. They'll try, and you could be like, look, I know how much gold weighs per gram. I can Google that shit.
Yeah.
You know, so like all these fees or whatever, all that shit. Like I know how much good tattoo art like work is, you know, and how much cheap shit would be. So that's why I wouldn't even take that risk, man, especially with it being on, like you said, everybody knows it's going to be there forever. And then, of course, nobody thinks, wait, what if I want to put it on, you know how many chicks you see with the fucking, Thank you, man. Every chick gets some shit right here. I'm peeking the mic because I'm mad. Like they just put some like Arab like words or some shit right here. You probably done that, huh?
The script.
Some shit.
The common one is infinity symbol.
Oh, forget about that,
Forget
dude.
about that, dude.
All their relatives' names on their finger.
On their finger?
And white ink. I'm like, what the fuck?
White ink?
So you could barely even see it then, kind
where
of.
it's gonna fade in white ink.
Yeah.
That would look like shit in like 5 years. Like,
Let's give a scab on your
They try to hide it from their parents.
yeah, exactly.
Like, or let me get an infinity symbol with white ink, or we had somebody who just wanted to get the feeling for a tattoo, so they're like at the shop, work out over there in Sherman Oaks. It's like a little dot, and then they're like, oh, okay, I just want to know how it feels, and we're like, really? You're gonna pay this much just to get a dot, So
Just a fucking dot.
Yeah,
just a dot.
Are you kidding me?
They just wanted to feel
Like,
And they pay for
it.
it. They pay for it, the shop minimum, to just feel
Just
it.
to feel it, yeah.
And they're like, nah, I'm never gonna get a tattoo. That pain hurt. I paid the shop minimum, and now I'm gonna bounce.
They pay the price in two ways, physically and financially, man.
Yeah,
just
but
to see.
Sometimes they'll come through and get something bigger, and they're like, I wasn't that bad. But then, it's a hit or miss, But sometimes, yeah, I'm just like, really, because I feel like my talent, I could do like some big stuff, But then out there, it's like, oh, I just want a little cross, a little something.
And do you feel like, because I feel like for most artists, to them, it's like a waste of time. Is that why?
I mean,
like,
it is, but I also,
or does it feel like it wastes? Sorry to cut you off, but does it feel like you're wasting your talent, like which is maybe more valuable? I don't know.
I felt both of that, but at the same time, I learned I'm really good at business,
Yeah, I've learned that from like me just talking with you 2 times, bro. Yeah.
And I want people to feel like have a good experience overall. So
of
it's
course.
not just the tattoo, but it's just I want them to feel
The environment. That's why this studio is dope as fuck, man. Like, yeah, it's an experience, like you said, man.
And then you just bring them in, and they have a good time, good vibes and stuff. So I mean, it does suck, doing little stuff, but it's like it's part of the game. It's part of the game, we gotta do it. And as long as they have a good experience, so sometimes
they come back and get something else.
Like, dude, you're chill. Like, let's do it.
Yeah, I mean that's what happened with him, but he didn't want something small. Like his first one.
My very first tattoo he ever did was this.
Dolphins,
Got you.
And that was actually pretty last minute because I had always planned on my calf.
Absolutely.
My calf right here, this kangaroo. I'd been wanting that tattoo since I was about 15 years old, maybe even earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And I swore up and down that was going to be my very first tattoo. And then I had an appointment to just come meet Daniel for the first time and say, hey, I wanted a tattoo. And somewhere in the build-up, I decided, you know what? A shoulder piece sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
And so I had one dedicated to my mom, and I just shot him an idea. I said, dolphins and plumerias. Just dolphins.
Is that like her favorite flower and
That's
animal?
Absolute favorite flower, favorite animal. We've always had them all over our house. Plumeria plants everywhere, dolphin figurines everywhere. And he just made it happen for me on the spot. It was a last minute. Remember that?
Yeah,
like,
I remember.
like we didn't really have a plan until the day of, and you showed me
Really?
the sketch, and he was like, "Boom, done."
And it's perfect. Like I feel like you're happy
That
with
was
it,
my very
right?
first tattoo. It was super smooth, like you said. It was just a little bit like a sunburn and a scratch, but it was so smooth.
Well, I
was
feel like a lot of guys, to be honest, they go there first. They go to the shoulder or the
like best place
Yeah,
to start
to
for
start,
a fresh tattoo. I think like if you're a tattoo virgin, I think shoulder is one of the best places to start.
Let me get your opinion on that because I have an opinion.
I got my first one right here too.
You do?
Yeah,
Do you think it's the best one, the best spot to get it?
Yeah, I mean it is, but it's like most of the time it's either here or the arm. You know, but it's rare that you get them on the leg or the most painful spots.
Yeah.
So
but people don't
like
know
the chest. Like
I
was my first one was the chest.
Your first one was on your chest?
Yeah, I was 16. I was on my chest. Was my first one. Yeah.
Yeah. The chest. I need the chest, the side, top of the feet when girls get their.
Oh yeah, like the Aquarius sign or something.
Or the inside of the arm that hurts too.
You know, I heard that. I heard that, but I thought it wouldn't be.
This was the only tattoo where I ever
the camera can see it. Yeah, it's
break.
It's a lion. It's a fucking sick ass lion, like
with an infinity loop going through.
Yeah.
And that one was the only tattoo I've ever had where I needed to take a quick break in the middle, use the numbing spray.
Yeah. Not even on the leg.
Not even on the leg. The inside of my bicep was very sensitive. Albeit that was like my third tattoo.
Still.
So like it was my first time really breaking into like, you know, painful territory. Yeah. But I definitely had to stop for a second and get the numbing spray.
Yeah. Damn.
That messed me up pretty good.
Yeah, tattoos after a while, like you start breaking the skin, they start to get sore, starts to get raw.
Yeah.
That's when you start having like, where they start getting uncomfortable. So like, oh shoot, but I try to work in it. That's why I like to work quick too. And then I could be as efficient, quick, and then you're not in pain for so long.
Yeah, it helps both you guys.
Done, and that's the high of a tattoo is
once you see the finished product, you're like,
done.
Fuck,
they do the final wipe, and you're like, oh,
this is clean.
God.
Yeah, dude, it's like that high. Yeah, it's like riding the high. You're building adrenaline this whole time, and you're like, fuck, I get it. This is dope, bro.
It's quite literally like the satisfaction of being done with the pain, like. Some people like the actual pain.
I am one of those people. I like
the feeling of the pain being done, and now I can just breathe.
Oh, I'm one of the guys that like enjoys the pain, man. Like I'm there. I'll go if I feel like I deserve something shitty to happen to me. I'll go get a tattoo, man.
It could be very therapeutic too.
Dude, I've said it before. It is very therapeutic, man. Like I've gone through times in my life where like I've thought on a piece where it could relate to that period of my life, and then once I'm like, you know what, time for it. It's like a therapy session, man. It's like I go 2 hours. Like we talked about it before. Like most of my tattoo sessions, I like to be quiet. I like to listen to my music, tune out for an hour and a half, 2 hours. And then just go through the pain and deal with it, man. Because
that's ordinarily what we would do here is we'd bump some.
But this is something different. Yeah, this is why it's a little bit different, man.
And honestly, like this is pretty nice. It's actually helping take away a lot from the thinking about the tattoo,
distracting you a little bit.
Even though I'm watching it happen because it's just so sick. I mean, like you said, the line work was already pretty much done.
A lot of it was done. When I just took my first peek at it 20 minutes in, like I saw a lot, like 10 minutes ago, a lot of it was done.
But the shin is still on the agenda.
Of course.
So we're getting there.
Oh yeah, the shin. Yeah, that's another one. Yeah, definitely.
Well, I was gonna say when Kev brought up his shoulder piece, his first one that you did for him, when he also at the beginning where like he had an idea for his sleeve, for his leg sleeve. He had this like the show characters from the show, and he told you about it, and you guys have worked on each one, and like I've seen it. He's talked about it and all that. The thing with me for starting with like a piece on the shoulder, like it's usually a hefty piece. Like you have a big one. I don't know. Do you have a pretty decent one, Daniel? Like a pretty big size on your shoulder?
I have this side, and then I got this. This one goes.
It goes down all the way almost to your tricep, pretty much. Yeah. So like I feel like if you start there, a lot of the time you fill up a good amount of real estate if you want the sleeve. Yeah. So that's why to me, I wouldn't have started. I did a baby one. I have a baby little one on my arm where I can move. I could work around that.
Yeah.
But like,
And tattoos, I always think they just become a part of you, like a birthmark, and you just you see it, and you're just like it just becomes a part of you. Like you're born with it.
dude, I so remember that feeling. Like the first like year after, because I got 2 in like 2 months, and like that first year, I'd walk past the mirror, like hop out the shower, and be like, oh fuck, like the fuck is that big ass black eagle there? Like, and I was like, oh, that's right, that's gonna be here now forever, so get used to it. And then since like the next ones, it's like, yeah, I see it, I know it's there. Some of them I can't even see, you know, but I know they're there. And then when people ask, man, like,
used to it.
You get used to it. Like, okay, a question like I'm sure that you get a lot, both of you actually, because Kev, you're like you said, of most of our friends and most people we know, you're probably the most blasted.
Yeah.
Do you get the question? First, I'll start with Daniel. Do you get the question a lot? Hey, how many tattoos do you have?
Yeah, I'll get asked that.
You get that asked often. Do you even know?
I believe 14.
You believe. So do you know for sure, or like?
No, 14. Yeah.
14. So you do know. Do you know, Kev?
I count them by the session, because the dragon here mixed with the symbol back here was one session. So I count that as one tattoo, because it was all one time, even though they're like separate pieces.
That's what I'm saying.
For me, I count that as one tattoo because it was one sitting.
Okay.
It was part of the whole like deal we had agreed for, like what the session was gonna be for.
Okay.
So I count it as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for this bird, 6 on my calf, and then I'm doing this piece by piece. So 7, 8, 9. This is my 10th.
Okay.
Oh no, 11th, because I have my chest too.
Mm-hmm.
So 11.
11.
This
So
is
like
number 11.
You don't know, like if you wouldn't know if you forget you said the kangaroo.
Triceratops 12. Sorry.
Yeah, see, if somebody asked me off the top, I would say about 8 to 10 because I don't really know exactly.
I would say, look, man.
But all yours are not all. Most of yours, a majority of yours are visible. That's the thing. If you look at me right now, here, I'll stand in front of the camera too.
Oh yeah, you look like.
If you look at me right now, you can't see any of my tattoos.
You're the low profiler.
I'm the guy that, like you said, you know those white bitches that get the Arabic script or the infinity sign. I'm basically that, but of like a guy that doesn't get that shit. I'll get like bigger pieces done.
Yeah.
But like, you know, I always was not afraid, but just didn't know, man. Because when we were younger, I guess we were on that cutoff generation. I feel like where tattoos were starting to become acceptable.
Yeah.
But we're also like, if you get a tattoo, man, you got a tattoo, dude. Like, that's it. Like, be ready for jobs and shit.
Yeah.
And like he went balls deep with the sleeve like at a pretty young age, and I was like, I don't know.
Look, anywhere that I know is going to be covered up in a professional setting, I'm good.
Well, so that means you got to wear a full-on either suit or like
a long
button-up
dress shirt. Yeah, that's fine, and that's pretty commonplace for like a workplace. And again,
I don't think it is commonplace all the time. I think it is like that for an interview, but like after that, then you might not always be wearing, you know, full-on fucking neck to ankle, you know, covered up.
I mean, I've had like 19-year-olds, 18-year-olds like, hey, let me get a tattoo on my face.
Trust me, I was gonna get there, dog.
I was like, no, like I don't want to be the one. I go, you know what? No, it's because I'm doing music. I'm gonna be a rapper. I'm like, become a successful rapper first, and then get your face tattooed. You know.
So you've turned down tattoos.
Yeah, I turned down.
And that's something I would say that like is very like admirable and like something that you should take as a respect thing, because like you're looking out for people's lives and their future, man. Like, you might be a stranger to them, they're definitely a stranger to you, but you're like, look, bro, it wouldn't sit right on my conscience to do this to you, and you probably should know better.
Yeah, and then I tell them like just wait a little bit, see what you want to do first, weigh your options, you know, at least, you know, come back to me when you're like 30 and you already know what you want in life or whatever. Yeah. And then you know, let's do it, you know. But I always try to do names too. I always try to take names if it's a you know, a fresh, you know, honeymoon stage relationship. Don't do
Can you read that when like a couple walks in, or like a love struck dude or a girl? Can you tell like, oh, I just want to get this name? Can you tell it's like new, like, or Like, is it typically the couple, or is it one of them, or do they get them both done, or what?
Well, like, I can just tell by the vibe, and I
Yeah.
just always like, I'm like, hey.
I mean, 16 years in, yeah, you can tell.
And I'll say, whose name is this? I'll ask little questions, and then I'll be like, hey, are you guys sure? And I'll be straight up all the time. I'm like, you know what? It's kind of like a jinx, you know. And I had a friend, I did his whole sleeve, and he had this little spot. He was gonna get married and stuff, and he's like, he ended up, he goes, yeah, can you do the name? And he's like, I know you don't like to do names, but just this little spot, if you could do it for me. I'm like, you know, because I want.
And it was a name. Was it her?
Yeah.
The guy he was about to marry,
Yeah,
the chick she was about to,
yeah.
he was about to marry. Okay.
So then I'm like, are you sure? And he goes, yeah, man, or else I'm gonna go somewhere else, but I want to go with you, you know. So I'm like, all right.
Fuck, he put you in a tough position, man.
I was like, all right, man. So I do the tattoo. Then I get a phone call 2 weeks later.
Stop.
Nope. He said, bro, you were fucking right. I should have listened to you. He caught her like cheating or something.
Oh.
And they were engaged?
They were gonna get married and everything.
Yo, so that's basically from a tattoo artist's mouth. Don't tattoo another bitch's name or another dude's name on yourself, man. Like he said, he's talked about the guy wanting a face tat. Wait till you're 30. Wait till you're about 15 years into your marriage before you think about tattooing the date of your wedding and all that shit. You know, like,
yeah.
Fuck, man, like.
Yeah, know what you want to do for a career or what you want to do for a living first. And then,
That's why, like you said, I'm like the low key guy, because I didn't know, man, for the longest time, and I'm still, you know, figuring a lot of that shit out and all that. So that's why I like to be able to, like, people look at me and not know I have any tattoos, you know.
I mean, even myself too. I don't even think I have a lot of tattoos for an artist. Like if you met me,
don't know.
and I was like this.
Most artists that I see, yeah, most artists that I see are like literally have neck or face tats or head tats,
bro. Yeah,
most of them, covered.
Yeah. And like, how hard would it be to resist? I mean, you're there all the time. You're around ink all the time. It's tempting if you like it. So
yeah, I mean, my mind races so much that when I decide on what I want, it's like the next day I want something different, and it's hard to. Like, I have to really want it, you know, to get it.
That's what, dude. Do you know how long I've been planning this sleeve out, dude? I've been planning this sleeve out for several months with some of my close friends who are really good fans of this show.
Mm-hmm.
And I told them my concepts, and I've had some people help me with some ideas for them and stuff. And then I was like, dang, you know, I was kind of almost on the fence of getting this done. And I was like, you know what? I came to Cali. I want my artist. I want my artist, and I want this sleeve, and I decided. And from the very first needle that went in, I've not regretted a moment of this sleeve since.
Thank you, man.
Mom, Dad, if you're watching this, I apologize, but I hope you can see, you know, how much...
sorry, Mom. Sorry, Dad.
Yeah, I'm sorry you guys have to watch this happen, but, you know, at least you can see it's in good spirits. We're with good people having a good time.
Yeah, of course, man. I don't think it... I don't...
Mic drop.
Oh, fuck. Okay, I got that.
It's all right.
It's like, you just keep going.
All right. Yeah, so... But yeah, it's all about just timing it, and if you know what you want, and you just go get it, you know, do it. But I'll try to talk you out of it if it's something like, you know, names or doing face tattoos. You know what you want first.
Yeah, because I was going to ask you about, like, the horror story ones in a minute, dude. I just want to get this fucking mic stand.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, guys,
No,
your
you're
listeners,
good.
Everybody.
My question for you, Daniel, is with portraits.
Yeah.
What kind of portraits do you usually do? Is it usually like people's kids? Or
kids,
like, is it like their grandparents or something?
Or
grandparents
like passed away or
so
whatever.
that's like legitimate, like portrait tattoos. You're usually pretty straight up, like
Yeah.
that makes sense.
And I like doing them. I enjoy doing them. I don't know why. It's like, even though I never met the person, or like if it's like a family member, it's like I feel I'm getting to know them as I'm tattooing.
Like a connection kind of thing?
You're making their family member come to life, you know,
and then just,
for them.
And then just seeing like their eyes and seeing like, you know, their creases in their mouth. I start to just like look at it and just like, I wonder what this person was like. And then I start to get a feel for them once like I start moving on their smile and like how, I don't know, I just start reading the vibe off the photo. And then I'm like, at the end, even when I paint a painting, I feel like I get to know it and like embrace it.
Yeah.
And then at the end, I'm just like, oh, okay, cool. Like, and there's sometimes where like I'll have people that I don't like. I've tattooed a lot,
Yeah.
So I'll go somewhere and somebody hit me up, hey R, what's up? And I'm just like, oh hey, how's it going? And then I'm just like just talking to them for a good hour, and then it clicks to me like, oh you're, because they show me their tattoo, and I'm like, oh what's up George or whatever.
Oh yeah, I did it. Yeah, that was me.
Yeah. Because I'm staring at the tattoo for hours that I don't look at their face. So, like, if they haven't seen them for, like, 3 years or 4 years, if they know who I am, because they're looking at me, and I'm focused on the tattoo. So, when they show me the tattoo, I'm like,
oh, I remember that, yeah.
He's like, hey, what's up? I'm all, you should have shown me the tattoo first.
Then I'll know who you are.
Yeah. So, I've had that happen, it's just funny. Because, like, I'm staring in a spot, and, like, in one spot.
That's
for
how
like
it is.
Hours.
Yeah,
This
of
is
course.
already coming out to look so nice,
Yeah.
man.
It's coming to life. It's coming to life.
The shin shading, dude, right in here is gonna destroy me. Right in here, guys, right along the shin bone, it's like maybe an inch across.
Yeah,
And
dude.
that's an inch of just.
That's where the color's gonna be.
I know.
We'll take a
all
break.
The shading. How many needles are on your shading needle?
16?
This one is 13.
13.
Yeah.
13 needles going straight into the shin bone, over and over.
We'll take a
And
restroom
over.
break real quick. We'll be right back, guys.
All right.
And we are back from the restroom break, and it was more than just that. We got to see Daniel was nice enough to show us his personal art studio, and holy shit. I mean,
That's all you can say is holy shit.
I mean, we got to basically see a live art show, low-key. Not even live art show. I don't even know what I would describe that. But me and Kev were saying, dude, like, that was...
We got to watch an artist in his process.
Basically,
live.
he was just basically working off the cusp. And if I already plugged the, what's it called? The TikTok at Early Morning Pod. But if you want to check it out, I just literally put up Daniel doing a little bit of like detailing on a piece he's been working on for 3-4 months now, and we're gonna open the episode with probably a picture of it. I mean, it's so fucking sick, and we got to see him do.
Bitch.
Go for it. It's okay. We'll censor if you say anything crazy. Yeah, we got to basically see him just kind of add some like minor details, which you would think are minor, but now that I'm looking at the piece, I mean, it's right in front of me. It makes it pop and look so much sicker, and just adds more value, is what I told Daniel. Like, just the way he works is like, he just looked at it and he was like, hold on, let me add something real quick. I think this might work. And like, that's how me and Kev were like, we just got to see like an artist work in his prime.
Like on the spot. Like it wasn't.
Yeah, no,
planned.
we
He
took a
wasn't,
break
like-
to go to the restroom, and then like he was like, hold on, let me show you the studio real quick. And then he was like, hold on, let me do something. And I was like, holy fuck, dude, this is dope, man.
Yeah, because I was working on it prior to you guys getting here, and then finally that little spot, like that little spot, dried up that I was working on, and then I was like, you know what? Why don't you guys peep it real quick? And
Yeah,
then I
dude.
just happened to see something, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna add this real quick, because I have to feel it. There's sometimes where I don't feel in the mood to paint, or I'll paint something and it just won't feel right, so I'll have to like cover it up and redo it over again. Like if I don't like something and it doesn't flow.
Do you ever
Start
feel
over.
no, I don't even know how to say, like, do you ever feel like you fucked it up or something ever? Or do you always feel like there's redemption to it whenever you're doing a painting?
That's why I paint over it. So
Okay.
if there's something I just doesn't vibe with, this doesn't flow, then I just paint over it, and then I'll do something else. So I get
And you're like content with that you can just be like, oh, I'll fix this how I want, and
Yeah.
like that's like I don't know, that's being a level of perfectionist to a point where you're like, I can correct my my mistakes and all that. Like,
yeah, it's not like a tattoo. It's like a tattoo. You just do the image. You do you blend in what they want. You know, but in the painting world, this is my world, my vision. So I could change up what I want. Like if I don't feel it, I do this. If not, like I'll tweak it here and there. It just depends what I'm feeling. And if I feel something's just not right, I'm just like, you know what, paint over it.
change it, yeah. However you like find it suitable or whatever. Yeah, dude, for sure. I just don't have that mindset where I feel like I could just change shit like off like you just walk past it and you're like, you know, let me do some. I don't want to give away what he did, but he added definitely to this painting, and we'll post it like I said probably when this when we come back from that break, and holy fuck is it not one of the sickest paintings I've ever seen in my life. Kev got emotional looking at it. He's getting emotional right now because his shin is getting drilled on.
Because my shin, is getting jackhammered, bro.
Yep.
By 13 needles.
When you hear it is when you know that it's painful. Yeah. But, dude, it'll be worth, man. Like we said, dude, it's always worth, dude.
It's always worth.
Especially, like, by a good artist. But, yeah, dude, it'll turn out well, dude. It doesn't feel well maybe at the moment, but as long as it looks good and it's worth.
We're just like dancing on the shin right now, dude. We're not even really like it's on it.
So we haven't even gone into what piece. I just said you're working on the sleeve. So what exactly do you want to get into what it is exactly that you're getting done?
So this piece. Okay, go for it.
Yeah, this. Or were you talking
I was asking you, just describe what you're getting, like what he's working on right now.
It's themed off an anime, very popular anime at the moment, My Hero Academia. Very popular with the manga series as well, which is just, for anyone who doesn't know what manga is, it's anime past what's in the show. It's the comics, it's the books.
Yeah, it's the comic book version of anime.
Well, there's novel versions of them too, and they're just so vividly graphic detailed. There's cult followings for it,
Of course, yeah.
And for me, I found this show during a pretty dark time in my life, man. I won't lie, and it was just so sick. Like, animes have this way of personifying life to make it seem just so insane and so cool and surreal and make impossible things feel possible, that it really just messed with me, like, to a point where, like, I actually almost got more depressed after watching this show, to be honest.
That's not that exactly good.
Because I was like, life just feels so tame now. This show has made everything seem so sick, so I was like, you know what? I'm going to make it a part of me.
Mm-hmm.
And so much so, like I said, like, this show really resonates with me. The manga resonates with me. I keep it all.
So you read the manga too, not just watch the show, or do you do, like, how do you do it?
Being as busy as I wasn't reading every manga, every chapter, but I have very close friends, two friends, Miles and Pajao, shout out to you two, that very much kept me in the loop of everything that was always going on in the manga, so I was always able to keep up without having the time to be able to read them always all the time. But man, like I said, the show spoke to me. It's one of those things where you just know, like, this is special. This isn't just your average TV show. It's with anything, this isn't just your average car, your average anything. It's like something about this is calling to me, and that's what this was. And I was like, you know what? I had a instant thought of, like, a whole leg sleeve themed about it, and I was planning.
So, like, when did you said instant? What do you mean by that? Like, when did that idea of getting a full leg sleeve based and related on the show, when did that come to your mind, man?
Well, I'm not gonna lie, it's leaving my mind now that there's bone and needle combined.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little bit in the regret phase now, but we're out here, early morning podcast. We stick through the tough shit.
Of course, it's regular.
But I was kind of just like, I have this open canvas, and I was kind of alluding to what I said earlier about with tattoos is mostly about placement. People always worry about what they're going to get and what it's going to mean, and I always worry about, if you plan on getting more, like, would you wish you had this space reserved? And so here I was, so dedicated to this show, so in love with it, so spoken to by it, and connected with it, that I was like, I could dedicate a good amount of my body to some art with this, because there's no one character that spoke more than another. It was the whole show.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm getting a select few, and I'm really making it
the ones you like the most, probably.
The ones I like the most, but the way the sleeves are going to tie together is really just going to make the scene of the show for I give the essence of basically what the show is without having to put every character in it, if that makes sense.
Okay.
I kind of stumbled on my words.
No, that does make sense. It makes sense, but like, when, I'm wondering when along the timeline of the show you realized you wanted to dedicate a sleeve of your leg to the show, basically, or just like where it made, like how long reading along the manga or watching the show were you like, fuck, dude, I want to. Not only do I want one character, I want like 6 or 7 on my leg.
There's actually 2 different parts to that answer. The
Go for them, dude. Let's hear them.
The first part of it was
that's perfect.
When I got this little bird tattoo on my thigh.
Okay.
On my right side.
Which is basically it looks like an Oriole on a branch. It's not a bad tattoo, but Kev for some reason doesn't like it sometimes. But.
No, I don't hate on it. I love it, but it was a get what you get tattoo. So I went to a shop, you pay, you $60 or whatever, and it comes out of a gumball machine with a paper. That was your design, and that's what I got, and I was like, you know what, that's chilling.
Yeah, you could have got something way worse, which I've said to you like multiple times. Yeah,
I could have got. And they had some examples
like a unicorn or some
there.
shit. Yeah,
There's
dude.
like a little pig, like devil thing. I was like, I would not have been down to get that,
Yeah. Man.
So I was like, cool. I have this bird on my thigh, and then I thought, above the thigh tattoo looks really cool. I might want one above my other thigh.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so that's how it started.
And then it moved to like I wanted something above my other knee, and then that became, well, dude, like this show's kind of like really being like, it's really speaking to me right now, and I could theme it. And I had this character with this exact style of tattoo imagined above my knee, and I was ready to leave it at that. But I was like, you know what? No, because I pictured a whole scene that's gonna.
What you're getting done, basically.
Exactly, and once I envisioned it, I was like, oh, I could see that for sure. And then I consulted some friends that are really familiar with the show and maybe not as familiar with tattoos. So,
sure, yeah.
So it was kind of a good collaboration of minds. I think, with my
ideas or whatever,
and satisfactions with tattoos, and their input on what would and wouldn't make the tattoo really represent the show as good as it could.
Of course.
So I had a good collaboration of minds there. That was
fortunate to have.
Very
basically.
Fortunate, and it made the whole sleeve come together. I had on my laptop a Microsoft Paint where I just imported like a couple images from like Google Images and Pinterest and stuff.
Gee, oh wow! So you'd researched them all.
And I framed out like where they would all be and how
on your leg,
on my leg.
Yeah. Okay.
And I had been going with that for a long time, but I kind of gave up on it for a little bit because money got tight.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to finish school.
Yeah.
A lot of things came up where I was like, damn, I'm gonna have to put this tattoo on the back burner for a while.
Yeah, for sure.
And also, I have my artist out here in Cali, and I really prefer to get my art done by Daniel. I mean, like I said, there's a couple pieces that haven't been done by him, but...
Well, I don't think... Oh, you said earlier
you were... a whole sleep... Sorry?
I was going to say earlier, yeah, you were in Minnesota. I don't know if you mentioned that you lived there, but you were living in Minnesota for a while.
Yeah, I lived in Minnesota for the last 3 years, and so... I came back... One of the weeks that I came back, I actually got a tattoo. I landed... Got off the plane,
came here,
picked up my aunt's car that she was gonna let me borrow, and came straight here.
I mean, Daniel, if that's not loyalty to an artist, man.
That's dope.
Like I didn't even see my as fucked up as it sounds. I didn't even see my grandmother first, dude. Like I went straight from my aunt. Like my homie picked me up from the airport, got my aunt's 4Runner, and just hauled ass all the way up here.
Yeah.
In like peak LA traffic too, like we're
dude.
not in like
SoCal's a busy area, man. Like we know, like it was a drive. I mean, even from where we came from, it's not too close, No,
and that was no
worth
traffic.
It. Yeah, we got no traffic, and it's very much worth it, dude. It's very much worth the tattoo. It's very much worth that we're able to do like an experience like this, man. A live tattoo session podcast where Daniel's nice enough to be like, yeah, dude, I'm fucking down. Like,
again, I don't know if this has ever been done, a live tattoo podcast.
I don't think I've seen that before.
I've never seen it either, man. If any of you guys have, like I said, I've highly suggested, please, if you're listening on, because dude, I didn't know. Shout out to anybody also, dude. I need to make a real quick shout out. I didn't know that we had that many listeners on Spotify and iTunes, dude. Shout out to you guys very much. I appreciate it. But, dude, if you don't mind coming to the YouTube and giving a subscribe, dude, you can see us in person what we're doing. And we're, like I said, we're in a dope-ass studio that Daniel's been nice enough to, like, let us come through and record and all that. So, just, again, I just want to say salute to everybody. I didn't even know that we had that many listeners until recently, until Producer Plug let me know. But
that's like me with Snapchat. I just found out.
Just exactly like that, man. I mean, Daniel just put me on game on how to use fucking Snapchat. I mean, I'm 24 and I don't know shit about like most modern social media platforms or whatever. And like, you just taught me how to use the spotlight shit and how that like helped him blow up. And he didn't even know. He had no fucking clue, which is crazy, man. I mean, it's what I was trying to explain to, not to get like too into like shit like that, but. You know, I have a cousin that moved out here from New York, and he's kind of just trying to be an entrepreneur and get his foot, or just dabble in any kind of business shit. And, you know, I feel like I told him, like, dude, the internet's free. Like, you can do, at this point, like, you don't need to pay for marketing or advertising. Dude, go on the internet and put yourself out there and be consistent. That's how you'll get out there, man. I mean, you probably could speak more about this than I can, because I'm very new to this, but, like...
No, it's true, man. It's true. It's, like, you get a lot of... if anybody wants to start, like, anybody wants to start a business or something, it's, like, you have, like, all the platforms available to you, so you got to
absolutely
take advantage of those as much as you can.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then once you build, then you got to stay consistent, because consistency is key. And that's what I tell everybody. Hey, just stick with it. You know, keep going and don't stop. And there's gonna be times where you just want to like throw in the towel, but you gotta stick with it.
Hey man, that was one of the first things you told me last time, and that I told Kev on the way back, like that resonated with me, because you know comics, it's hard for us. You know, like you said, there were years where you weren't making that much money. You know, you learned how to budget and all that. And for me, like, I get paid sometimes in a beer ticket and a free fucking chicken wrap, you know? And, like, that's what we get. But after the hustle, man, that's the appreciation you get. Or you develop that appreciation for the hustle and all that, man. Like,
and once you build that value, after that, people know who you are, and you know, people will pay, like, you know, pay to go see you and shit.
Because of the consistency and all that.
You put in the work.
Of course, man. You got to show that you're passionate, you care, you know, you do what you want to be doing this, you know, this is your thing, you know.
Well, and it also attracts the crowd of people that respect that too, and that's a loyal crowd, because you don't want necessarily all the time just the sheep.
No.
You know what I mean? You want the people who really understand and appreciate what you do and your particular version of it.
Mm-hmm.
The diehards, you know, and so you do it for the diehards.
It's like creating a specific fan base. Like for me, like if you understand who I am, what I do, then you'll like it. If you don't, then that's fine, man. Fuck off. You'll find someone else. If you don't like the way that his art is or whatever, I'm sure you can find somebody else. That's just how it is, man.
And then it's just you know, the number one question I get asked is what's the worst tattoo you've ever done, or not worst, or like what's the craziest tattoo you
I was going to ask you the worst experience you've had doing a tattoo, but go ahead, you could say that whatever.
I mean, it's everybody has their own cup of tea. Like something that I like, he might not like, or vice versa.
Of course.
So everybody's different. Everybody's, you know, entitled to get what they want.
Absolutely.
Personally.
Everyone's their own individual, you know.
Yeah. So it's like, I mean, other than the names, how we talked about that earlier, it's like that's the only thing I could see is the worst tattoo getting is like names or face tattoos. I'm like, you know, just know what you want first, or what you want to do
with your life at least, you know,
before you
commit
big leaps. Yeah.
And then, like, so yeah, what have you ever had like a terrible tattoo experience? Like, not even just the tattoo itself, but like just the session or the individual you were tattooing or something like that, something that like resonates in your mind that you're like, fuck, man.
I mean, I've had those experiences, but I mean, as much as you get frustrated, you have to just be patient.
Of course, yeah. You have to be professional, you know.
Yeah, you just have to, and then just kind of take it one day at a time. You're gonna have your ups and downs, and you just gotta like, I mean, at the end of the day, you know what you get yourself into, so you just gotta like roll with the punches.
Has there been anything that like really sticks with you though that you're like, man, I'll never forget that, or like that was like not worth the money, or like,
There's a few clients that are really pushy. That are really like, hey, like they want me to just drop what I'm doing and they just want to come in, come get tired.
Yeah.
And I'm just like you know what, like I can't just. I have a list, you know. I got people.
I have a life, first of all. Yeah, I have a life on my own. Yeah. That just doesn't blend in with yours, you know.
Yeah, it's just like they just want me to stop what I'm doing to just, you know, so they could get their work done. And I'm like, hey man, you gotta just be, as much as I'm patient, you gotta be patient as well. And you gotta show that you can, you know, like just be patient. I'll get to you as soon as I can.
Absolutely, yeah. Because customer service is like, that's me and Kev also talked about that. Like, that's in this kind of business, that's a big deal, man. Like, even the last time I was here, I told you, like, I've been to a couple shops where it's like, there are artists that aren't working and they'll just be fucking blasting music. Like the playing, I think I told you before, though, there was one guy that was just bored as shit while I was getting work done. And he was blasting J. Cole's whole album while I was like, hey, man, can we not do this right now? I'd rather, this isn't my kind of setting, you know? I'd rather be comfortable. I'm the only guy in the shop, which Kev looks super comfortable right now, if you guys can see on camera. He's loving this.
Yeah.
It's okay, dude.
I'm taking the glasses off because I'm going to be smacking my face so mad.
Well, I mean, what got me early on when I was tattooing is one of my good friends. He wanted to go get a tattoo. This is before I got into tattoos, and he had a worse he didn't have a good experience with the tattoo artist, and the tattoo artist told him like, oh yeah, you know, come, you know, I got the artwork's done, like come check it out, you know, I'm ready. So then he goes, hey, go with me. So I ended up going with him. And the guy didn't have anything done, any artwork, or, you know, he just like kind of lied to him and said, yeah, I have it done, like just to get in. And then he was just very unprofessional. He was kind of like almost like we owed him the fact that he was a tattoo artist, and he was just kind of a dick, you know.
Okay.
And then that I've always had that in my head, and I was like, you know what, like I'm not gonna be a dick. Like no matter what, like I'm just gonna try to be patient with people, and I'm just gonna try to give them the best experience that they have, you know.
Of course, I mean, yeah, that's like, again,
that's like what we're dealing with at work too, man. Like a lot of people that try and push like limits and boundaries and like your own like personal will, and it's like we're there to give them the best experience that they can within our own bounds too. So you have to find a balance.
Yeah.
You have to compromise, and that's life. And I feel like not everyone in life understands the concept of compromise, you know?
Yeah, of course not, dude.
It's a give and take, you know.
I mean, like, yeah, I said we deal with some of the worst people on earth and some of the nicest. Like, I'm sure he does as well, man. Everybody's different, bro. You get...
good?
Yeah, we're good.
All right.
I'm just waiting for the shading to kill me on the shin, that's all.
Hey, man, that's what a tattoo is like, dude.
Once it's done...
It'll be done, and it'll be worth it.
All this, we just gotta do a little bit more shading, and then we're gonna go straight into the color. Yeah, that's the only thing about tattoos. They do take a little bit of time, but once you get them done, after you get like some dopamine, like yeah, like I did this, you know. Yeah, so I mean, there's different experiences with different people. But you gotta take.
He kept looking at the camera, yeah. he was just looking at the camera. He's like, oh, fuck.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be good.
He did this for you guys.
Yeah, exactly, man.
This particular session, man, is for the people.
Yeah, it's sometimes that's why I try to be quick. You know, I know it took a few breaks. You know.
Yeah.
You know, normally I'm on it and just try to get through it.
You still are quick though. That's the thing.
Kev, could you turn that mic a little bit facing both you guys? Perfect.
Yeah, so I got into this on accident too, and I was not gonna be like.
Yeah, if you wanted, I was gonna ask you about it, but I don't know if you wanted to talk about how you got into tattooing, because it's been, like you said, 16 years now, man. Like,
I mean, I've always been an artist. I've always drawn and whatnot. I just I was going to school for an auto mechanic, and I met this dude in there, and he's like, hey man, you draw really well. You should do tattoos. And then I was like, nah man, that shit looks complicated, you know. It looks like a lot of, I don't know. When he showed it to me, like the page, it looked too, I don't know. I was intimidated. I was like, damn, this is like a lot of work in general to know.
okay.
It was like just so much shit laid out, and I was just like, nah, I'm not gonna get into that. And then I took it as a sign when I worked at Costco at the time. The tattoo shop opened up, and one of my buddies wanted to get tattooed. So then I was just like, all right, like he's all, hey, you want to go with me? So I went with him, and then I talked to the owner, and he seemed pretty chill. And then we just clicked, and then the next day after I got out of work, if I got out early, I would just go and show up and just chop it up with him, and little by little, like, you know, we kind of established a relationship. Yeah, he was cool. He was cool peeps. And then I didn't anticipate like him being like, because I've seen or witnessed the stories of tattoo artists, you know, how they're dicks, and he was pretty chill. And then after a while, like third time, fourth time going over there, he's just like, hey, come here, check this out. And then he's like, you know, he started teaching me how to set up, clean up. And I was like,
on an actual person, or just like, okay, not just your setup, like how would they could see,
like
right?
Somebody had walked in when and I was like, oh, you know what? I'll let you work. I'll head out. He's like, no, come back here. I'll show you. Then he showed me the setup, the cleanup. He showed me how to properly, you know, set the needles and all that. And I was like, all right. And I go, you know what? I'll take this as a sign. Maybe the universe wants me to do this. And then I just
wow.
So I was just like, you know what? I'll run with it. If I don't like it, then I can always just quit.
You need to take a break, or you good?
No, we're good.
Oh, okay. Because if you need to take a break, we're chilling, man.
I was just looking at the 7 colors there, and then how my shin, dude, was just reacting to the 7
It'll
colors.
react how it reacts, man.
But sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're chilling, man. Hey, this is a live
I'm
tattoo
chilling.
session.
I'm just like, I was looking at the colors. I'm like, yep, I'm getting ready for it now.
Yeah.
Because this is gonna be the best part. This is gonna be the
the color,
make the tattoo what it is.
Yeah, luckily this mic may have not like died so far. I don't know, but it's still picking up perfect audio. Just so you guys know, you can hear both of them. So that's why I had you
Mine's
rotate.
still picking up.
You guys are both picking up perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, you're picking up perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I went in, and he just started like kind of showing me the ropes, and I was like, I'll take it as a sign. I'll you know, do it.
And were you still in school to be a mechanic?
Yeah.
It was like you just walked across the street, like you said.
Yeah, because I was going to school. Full time, and then I was working at Costco part time. And then it was just across the street, and I was just like, my buddy, like the guy in the class was telling me about it. Then a shop opened up. Then my friend wanted to get tatted. It was just like a coincidence. And then I just ran with it. And then I go, if I don't like it, I could always just not do it. So
of course, yeah. Just anything.
But as soon as I did my first one, oh man, I was hooked. I was like,
really?
Yeah. I was like, I need to do another one.
Did your first one turn out good? The one that you did?
You know what? For the first one, I've seen some first tattoos that other artists have done. They came out okay. Okay, I'm not saying it's like, I was nervous as shit though. I would say.
Of course. I mean, yeah. Who wouldn't be?
How big was it? Was it a small tattoo?
It was like a hand size.
Hand size?
Yeah, but I tattooed on one of the guys that worked at Costco that I was working with.
Okay.
And you already know, like, everyone's gonna see it at work. So you already know people are gonna give me shit. You know, like, oh, is it cool?
They knew you did it too. They were like, oh yeah, Daniel did this.
People knew, so I was just like, all right, I gotta do my best, you know. And it just.
Hey, did anybody give you shit though?
No. People are like, man, that's your first tat. And then this one guy came up to me and he goes, hey man, like, how much would you do this? And I'm like, shit, I'm not even
an artist, really, yeah.
I'm like, hey, I'm still learning, you know. It's cool. Like, I like what you did. I was like, all right. I was like, you know, it's like, all right, like, I don't know, $40, $50, because at the time I was still learning. And then he let me do one, you know, some tattoos on him, and then after that I was just like, you know what, fuck it, like, I like this. And then I did it again, and then I started tattooing my school homies, and then it just snowballed, you know.
And then, I don't think I asked you this before. Did you ever really have like an apprenticeship, or did you kind of just fall into a shop?
I just fell into a shop.
That's crazy,
I
man.
got
Wow.
lucky. I got lucky. I mean, I just like, I don't know. I just got super lucky, and then the shop was, like, he kind of like let me in because he's like, I caught on really quick.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, all right, you can tattoo your friends here, whatever, it's fine, you know. Just.
And were you getting paid or no?
I was getting like charging $60, but I was still giving him money, you know, like it was a little cut, you know.
Got you.
And he knew I wasn't like a pro or anything at the time.
Yeah, like you told him. Yeah, I'm new to this. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he knew because when we met each other, he was like, you know, he knew what's up. But he was pretty chill. He didn't. He was like, I'm not tripping. You know, I know you're learning and stuff. And yeah, man, that's how it started. That's how I got involved with the tatting.
That's crazy, man. So you just rode with it ever since, basically.
Yeah.
And then I was gonna ask you. I haven't asked you this yet. Have you ever done any graph art, like anything like with paint, like spray paint or anything?
I did a little bit. And that was my homie Rask. I know about him, and then I was a fan of his work.
Mm-hmm.
And I always did it here and there with my other buddy, Charlie Mecca. I used to paint with him back in the day.
Got you.
And then he, you know, I didn't paint so much. I was, you know, they did mostly. It's because I didn't have a car when I was in high school.
Got you.
So like, and then all my friends never painted, so it was just, and these cats were all older than me. And they drove, but I didn't want to be a burden, you know. So anytime they invited me, I was like...
It was like an honor, kind of, right? Like, fuck yeah, let's cruise, bro. Let's ride, man.
Yeah, when you don't have the whip and people offer you the whip, dude.
You got to take it. You got to take it. And especially if they're offering to go do... Like, you said they were going... Were they going to tag and shit like that? And, like, yeah. So, yeah, like, that's, like, under... You can't just do that all the time, you know? Like...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it was fun, man. You get, like, some rush from it, you know.
Oh, yeah.
It was cool, man.
I don't want to say if I have or have not done that before, but it is cool. I'll just say that.
I can't confirm or deny.
Yeah, I don't know if I have. Yeah, but I have that. Graph art is sick as fuck for sure. I'll just say that.
Shin art is also sick as fuck, but imagine sick in the way where you're dying. That kind of sick. Because the shin hurts pretty fucking bad right now.
I mean, okay, so Kev, we'll go off our personal experiences, and then we'll ask Daniel. I said for me, my worst one was probably the rib cage, the pinup girl I showed you guys earlier. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
That one was probably the worst because it felt like I was getting drilled on by a DeWalt fucking power drill. Okay. And that one was about an hour 45. Obviously, you're getting basically, it's like somebody's drilling a DeWalt into your shin bone. It's like a surgery, but without going all the way into the bone.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that.
Pretty
you know?
much.
Yeah. Pretty much, you said, yeah. No, I know. So, like, other than this tattoo, which one was your most painful?
Inside of the bicep.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
And how long did that one take?
That one took us probably like 2 hours, maybe a little more, because that was the only tattoo where I've really actually like said, hey man, like I need a break for a second.
Yeah.
Like.
So was it just so painful, or what were you like? Because that area, I feel like, were you sweating a lot? I'd be just dripping from my armpit.
The thing was, first of all, it was late at night, so like we were both like, it was a pretty late tattoo. Like we finished at like 11 or like 10:30.
Oh damn!
It was a late tattoo.
How long was the session?
Like 2 hours.
Okay.
With like the break.
With the break,
If we
okay.
didn't take a break, we probably would have been done in an hour 30. Maybe.
Okay.
But I got the numbing spray. Look, I got the numbing spray for the bicep, man. It was my third tattoo, and it was a lot of shading, because there's a lot of very light shading around the outside of it, and then a lot of deep shading on the inside, and that's soft meat. That's very, very soft meat right on the inside of the bicep.
See, I thought that would be able to accept it. I thought that would make it less painful, like the more meaty. Like your thigh.
But
I have one
soft meat. The thigh is like thick meat. Like that's thick skin. shoulder too. That's why my shoulder only felt like a sunburn to me.
I mean, you're not a skinny, like, you're not a skinny kid. You got, like, a nice arm size on him. Not trying to be homoerotic right now at all, but, like, kid's got an arm, so, like, that's why I would think, like, you could, like, handle that. But that skin is tender. It's, like, really tender.
I actually said the same thing about my calf. I was like, I'm a soccer player.
I thought
My
the calf
calves
would be
are
nothing
huge,
ever,
like,
yeah.
muscular, thick. I was like, my calf tattoo's going to be no problem. It was my second tattoo. Albeit, it's like a tribal tattoo with a lot of, like, filled-in shading. But that hurt way more than I was expecting. And because I went in so cocky thinking I have this big beefy calf, I'll be chilling, no problem.
Yeah.
But it was... I
A
was
problem.
squealing for sure. My
Yeah.
sister was there with me. She can vouch. Daniel can vouch.
Oh, yeah.
That one was tough.
Damn. And that was your first one,
That
right?
was my second
Second.
tattoo after the dolphin.
Oh, I keep forgetting dolphin. Okay,
But
yeah.
that was the one I'd been wanting since I was a kid, so I wasn't going to back out of it. My cousin actually drew that tattoo for me.
I think I remember you telling me that, yeah.
I told my cousin, I said, hey, can you give me like
yeah, I
a
remember.
tribal themed like kangaroo? And she showed up at a family function one day and handed it to me. And I said, okay. And that's what I pulled up to the appointment with, and that's what we got. And it's worth it. I love my kangaroo tattoo. I've had many people ask, and many people appreciate it and be interested in it. But man,
I feel like people would think you're Australian for some reason. Have you ever been asked that because you have that? You guys can't see in the frame, but Kev on the back of his calf has like a big tattoo, a big kangaroo tattoo that, like you said, is kind of tribal, like it's kind of like broken art. I don't even know how to describe it really, but
I just say like it's like a tribal theme.
Yeah.
It's like segments.
And it's not small. It's a big chunk of his calf. And how tall are you, bro?
6 foot.
Yeah, so like a big chunk of his calf, of one of his calves, is covered in a tattoo. So has anyone been like, "Hey, dude, are you Australian?"
A couple people at Home Depot when I worked there asked me like,
I'm like, oi.
back home, like,
Yeah.
they were like,
Hey, mate.
like,
Hey,
are you Australian? But like, I don't look Australian. But
I
like,
know.
And there's not like there's a lot of like, I forgot what the indigenous
Indigenous people?
Is it Aborigines?
Aborigines, yeah.
Yeah, I
Indigenous species.
I didn't mean species. That was bad. Indigenous peoples of
No,
Australia.
I know what you mean, bro. You're good.
I did have like 2 people wonder like if I was Aboriginal, but they didn't want to ask because like, it's a touchy subject when you ask someone about their race and you don't know them.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a quick peek at what it looks like so far, guys.
I was just an employee, but I was like, no, I'm honestly just my blend that I am, and
This is looking dope, bro.
this is looking really nice. But the thing is there's
nice,
there's 2 more colors that are about to go into this on my shin that I'm about to.
Daniel, what other colors are gonna be added to that right now, other than?
Since we're doing like the fiery look, it's gonna be an orange and a yellow.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's a little two bugaboos.
Yellow and orange. And is it true that paint, like other color, not paint, but colored work other than black, basically is more painful?
Yeah, because color, in order to make gradients, you have to use like multiple colors, like to shoot like a dark gray into a light. A dark red into a light red, just to make a gradient. You gotta use like 4 different reds.
That's what he did for these leaves when I had these done. For the tiger, he had like 4 different shades of red come out for those. Like 4 different shades of red for each leaf.
Yeah.
And it made a difference.
When you talk, try to focus in the mic, in that one, just in
Okay.
case this one doesn't pick it up. But it should be picking you guys up.
Okay.
But yeah, no, he said he got those different colors and
he
like
pulled
that
out
was a
like
mix.
Yeah, like 4 or 5 different blends of like the red orange scale, and even he at a certain point was like, damn, how many of these leaves did I put on here? Because you have to go through the gradients on each one individually, and albeit I wasn't in the best condition at the time. I partied a little bit the night before. It was a last minute appointment.
A little hungover,
So I was
baby.
a little hungover. I had a good breakfast, which definitely saved my ass a lot. But in the grand scheme of it, I was just not down for that much shading, but I sat through it, made it through, and that little touch that it all adds together has really made the tattoo pop. I mean, that was the first color I ever got.
White was the first color I ever got, and I significantly noticed the pain difference.
You count white?
Yeah, I definitely count white, dude.
Okay.
Because white is not black, and every other of my tats were black. So whenever I got anything, I got one tattoo with white, and I noticed the difference immediately. Immediately, I could tell. And it was like he was saying, like the shading kind of thing to make it blend. And it was like just a little bit of like a grayish color, basically. Oh, and dude, oh my God. I felt it immediately different than the black. Just like how you're feeling right now with whatever, I think it's red right now, or what are you seeing?
Yeah, I'm doing some red.
I think it's just on my shin bone, that's all I know. I'm kind of blacking out from the rest of what's happening.
It's okay, dude. I was going to say, because I asked Daniel, like, if he had, like, any horror stories or whatever from tattooing or a bad experience. There's one I don't think I've shared yet on EMP. One of my really, really good homies, I'm not going to say who, but this was back when he's a guy who's got his whole chest done, and he went to go finish.
So sick, dude.
Good, dude. We'll take another quick look. It's looking awesome. We're gonna put a picture at the end of the episode, of course, so you guys can see. But yeah, I had a homie dude get a garage tattoo basically, and he was sitting in just like a desk chair, and some guy in an open garage drinking tall can Modelo's, tatted. I mean, just like how we said before, most artists that you run into are from like the head to their fucking ankles, and I don't know how he was cleaning his needles. I don't know what ink he was getting or whatever, but my homie, about an hour into the session, kind of looked like he had a seizure almost. He kind of like fainted and like fell back into the chair, eyes rolled back, and his body went limp. And I've seen people have seizures before, so I thought that's what was going on. Yeah. And I immediately kind of like jumped up and I was like, yo, my boy, like, what up? Yeah. And he wasn't really responding, and then out of nowhere, like, his eyes came out, and he was like as if you woke him up, out of a dream or some shit.
It happens. It's common. It's really common that happens.
It was scary, man. It was scary.
What causes that though during a tattoo? Is it just shock?
It's shock.
Shock, because I've been through multiple sessions with this guy. We've gone blasted together multiple times, and this was like the end. He was getting a rose done on his shoulder, like kind of where Kev's kind of connects. He was finishing a rose in that area, filling that area, and it was right at the end, man. And he just like fell back into his chair, and like I said, eyes rolled, and I was like, whoa, bro.
It's scary if you're not familiarized with it. If you see it for the first time, like, because I remember my first time, it was scary.
So you've seen something like that?
Yeah, I experience that all the time. Like,
wow.
It's not, I had one of my buddies like 2-3 weeks ago. He just got up and then just passed out, and like we caught him and we're just like, hey, you good?
Was it after the tattoo, or did he?
We were doing the outline. He just wanted to take a break. Started getting hot.
Yeah.
I already know the signs,
Yeah, you can read it kind of.
Yeah. So once they're already, I see the sweat. And I see they're getting pale, like, all right, stop, get them some water, get them some fresh air, sugar, something with sugar, because they got low blood sugar, that's what happens.
And this is what we realized after he didn't eat the whole day.
Yeah, that's why I always tell everybody that comes over here, make sure they have a good meal, make sure they eat, because it's kind of like when you get a shot at the doctors and people pass out and stuff, and they give orange juice after.
Oh, really? Yeah, I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
oh, okay.
The body goes into shock. That's and if you have low blood sugar, I've had an experience at the tattoo shop where there was this big 6'5" dude, and he just got pale and he just like freaking passed out, and I held him. If I didn't hold him, man, this guy would have like boom, like he would have hit hard.
Really?
And then he told me he just got back from the gym and he didn't eat. So it's like low blood.
See, that's kind of on him though, like you should be a little bit smarter,
But see, I think it was his first tattoo. I'm not too sure, but I just did his Captain America shield on his arm, and after that I just happened to have some red vines, gave him some red vines, some water. He came to, and then we just got him some food before we started, and then he was good.
He was all right.
Yeah, then we finished up.
All right, you guys heard it here first. Red vines.
Red vines will make you safe to any tattoo. You're
yeah.
immune.
Red vines are like soda, sugar, you know, just.
We ended up when he came to my homie. Sorry to
Yeah.
cut you off, but
No,
when
no.
when he came back, we gave him pretzels and Gatorade. We ended up having a Gatorade because yeah, that had electrolytes and fucking sugar.
Anything with sugar, it happens. It happens at times. Like I've had some, situations where there was some people that had seizures and they were just like convulsing.
That's scary, man.
One time, I was tattooing this girl on her leg and her friend was holding her hand, and the girl that was holding the hand, she started convulsing and she wasn't even getting the tattoo. She ended up, she was just holding her friend's hand and I guess
And she got nervous or something?
I don't know what happened, but she just and I just see her like moving, and then I'm like tattooing, I'm like, hey, like stop moving, and it turns out she was like kind of just, I don't know, she was having that seizure and she was gonna fall, and I grabbed her and I just sat her down and even her friend was tripping out. The one getting tattooed, she was like, what the heck?
She was tripping over her homegirl. Yeah. Like, what's going on?
So I just water, come to, some people don't like seeing, like, they get really lightheaded when they see that stuff. So it just depends. But I've experienced seizures.
God, man, that's scary, man. Like, that's scary shit to see.
That's why we always, when we fill out the forms, we always say like, like, when's the last time you eaten? So we can tell you, like, hey, man, you should eat something. Like, go eat something right now.
Yeah, you guys don't want to be held accountable for somebody not taking care of themselves, Like, that's their fault if they didn't eat or whatever,
At the same time, I try to educate them, like, hey, get some grub,
Like, he's like, yeah, dude, I need to eat.
Well, you say that. Well, no, it's just like every session we've had. It's like you eat before. It's like, yep.
Yeah, and ready to get drilled on, dude. Exactly.
Dude, the shin bone just feels so good, man. Like.
Hey, man, it's looking good though. That's what matters.
Good. Thank you for starting on the shin and not ending on it.
Oh yeah, cause we'll move on the other side.
The other side will be chilling. Oh, okay. I'm gonna try not to short out the mic here.
No, you're good. You won't, dude. You won't clip it.
Me, this feels good.
Exactly, dude.
Yeah, it's a little intense going over the same area.
Yeah, all the shading is going on my shin bone right now, so.
Yeah, anywhere the shin bone, that hurts too. That's a high level spot that hurts. But we're almost done with that, and then we're gonna break away and go on the other side.
Hell yeah.
We'll be chilling.
Yeah.
What about the throat? Have you ever done like a lot of like? Have you not ever? I'm sure.
Neck?
Yeah, like right on the front.
I've done tattoos on the neck.
Yeah.
Those are
on the front too.
Not actually. Yeah, I have done the front. Yeah.
The throat.
Yeah, I did a portrait of from those like those statue books, like the in Italy they have those statue books.
Oh, of course.
Like a bust.
Like a bust.
Like
yeah,
Socrates and shit.
Yeah, I did like a neck piece right here, and then recently I'm working on I'm doing those henna masks, the Japanese masks.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm doing those right now.
Okay.
We haven't finished it yet because we just did the outline.
Okay.
So like his threshold on his neck is not, he can't really like. It's just too much, and I get it. The neck's a very sensitive area.
I bet, man. I bet.
So we break it up in like sessions,
Of course.
Yeah, but yeah, that's pretty much.
That's my dream spot, man. I would love to get the front of my throat. I'd want that, man. But like, I gotta wait, man. Gotta wait until I figure that out, and if I can do that.
Once you get to that spot, dude, where it's like, all right, I can do whatever I want.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Because even the face isn't like drawing to me. I get why some people want to hit their face because they really want to be recognized or whatever. But like for me, the throat just it's like how it aligns with your body. Even it's just the first thing. Like I don't know.
Like side of the neck or back of the neck.
I don't know about side. That's why I want
I always
this.
Wanted like a side neck tattoo, but I just knew it again, like same thing with anything. It's just a big gamble, man.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's why I gotta wait, man. All right, you definitely gotta wait, man.
Like I could get away with it, but I don't want a neck tattoo.
You want to go through that?
Nah, I just like having a cleaner look. Like when I meet high-end clients for my artwork paintings and stuff. and just looking at it.
But you're an artist though,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
It's not like you there are plenty of high end and high level artists well known that have plenty of tattoos, man. It has no
Yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah,
true.
like,
I mean,
it's-
one day I will. I just haven't had the urge. To
I'm not saying you
Yeah.
need to, but I'm saying if I was you, man, I would go for whatever, you know, like whatever I'm feeling like.
Right now, tattoo your neck right now. Gun it up.
Well, I love these cordless tattoo machines.
Yeah, by the way, I've never seen one of these until Daniel pulled one up, man. Like, they're a lot quieter, number one, which I hope comes through well on the audio. But also, they seem more gentle. I don't know, man. They seem
are
a lot
way
more gentle.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
And I haven't been hit by one yet, but I would love to try it out.
Yeah, yeah, and it just like it's so effortless. Like the color just packs really well.
Mm-hmm.
And if I had one of the old school machines, like it would take a minute just to get that color in. And then
See, that's why you work at a faster speed then, too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it helps. Definitely helps. But yeah, ever since I got this machine, I'm like, oh man, it's like.
Not going back to
Yeah,
anything
heck
else.
No, man.
No.
I already. This is like the old school machine is like the electric or the acoustic guitar. It's electric guitar. So I like electric.
Ah, that's a good analogy there.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I remember when they had the rubber band on like a couple of the tattoos I got,
yeah.
man. Yeah, I was like, oh shit, dude.
Yeah.
Those hurt so bad.
Yeah.
I tattooed you with one of those.
Yeah,
Like,
I
you were the first
know.
one.
I see those machines and I just feel pain.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, because I just anticipate the sound of it. It's like it sounds like a surgical drill. It really reminds me of like what they would use in like an operating room, man.
Like,
Like-
like a dentist. Or
Dentist.
something.
oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like
And
for
then-
sure, if I had that machine, we wouldn't be able to talk. Like, it
Yeah, the sound would
overpowered.
be killing it. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Oh. Again, that was my bad.
Almost lost the mic.
Almost. We got it.
Well, we're good. We're Gucci. Yeah. So the new machines, man, they just like, man, they're so awesome. Like I won't go back. And,
Good, dude.
I mean, I would do it just to like for nostalgia to do something, you know? like a throwback.
Okay.
But that's about it. Man.
But these are these easier to work with too? Like
Yeah, they're
oh
and
man.
also it doesn't fuck with your wrist or your hand, so it's lighter.
Mhm.
So you go longer, and it's just more convenient for.
It's
your
like more
wrist.
efficient. It's just better for
Yeah.
you and the client.
oh,
Like,
there's no like foot pedal to mess with too,
Oh,
man.
that's like my favorite. Not having the foot pedal or the cord.
Yeah, dude, the cord getting in the way must have been the worst part of doing a tattoo.
the foot pedal is basically having a clutch.
Yeah.
It's like basically having a clutch. I'm serious, man. Whenever I saw the guy, it would distract me, and I felt like it would distract him. But like they were so used to it, you know.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't really know what the purpose. Do you actually mind explaining what the hell that did?
Well, it just controlled like the stop and go from the machine.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So that's
So it's kind of like a clutch.
So it's
Yeah,
like a gas
kinda.
pedal, like you
Yeah,
push it
pretty
down, the machine goes.
yeah, pretty much.
Versus now where it just goes the whole time off the battery and you can kind of go in and out.
Yeah. Man, this is so cool. Like I've never seen it, guys. This is first time tattooing and podcasting.
Yeah, man.
I've been in-
early morning podcast,
Yeah. I've been in podcasts before, but never.
You have?
Yeah, but
Oh.
never like tattooing.
Oh, dude. Well, I'm glad that you're able to do it here, man.
Yeah.
I'm glad it's my tattoo if I'm
Yeah.
gonna be selfish and plug myself here.
There you go.
But yeah, man, this is sick, man. I this is some premium content we're bringing to the people right now for sure.
Yeah, cause I've never seen it before. It's never been. I never seen it, so I'm just like I talked about it to some producer, or like he does shows on Netflix, and then he's just like, dude, that's a good idea.
Yeah, dude, it is.
He's like, I've never seen that. Like that makes both of us, and then he shows up and offers to do a podcast. I'm like, let's do it.
Hell yeah, dude. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Here, we might have to take a break real quick. The computer's overheating, so
Alright.
we'll take a real quick break here.
All right.
Welcome back. We had to take a minor technical difficulty break, but we're back, dude. Daniel's putting on some of the finishing touches of the color on Kev's leg, which you guys will see, man, at the end of this episode. I'm glad. I hope you guys stay tuned for this. I know this is a longer episode of EMP, but it's worth it, man. I don't think comment if you've ever seen a live tattoo podcast session, because if you do, I'd love to see that fucking link. I think me, Daniel, and Kev would like to.
I would love to.
I'm not trying to say we're the first, but I'm just saying I've never seen it, you know?
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Seeing that, and then seeing another point of view, how it was done.
Yeah, if somebody else has done it, man, if you know, share it, man. And again, I highly suggest, if you're listening just on audio, check it out on YouTube, man. I mean, we're in a dope-ass studio. We got 3 mics going on, dude. Like, you could see all of us, dude. You could see Kev going through the pain. You can see me just admiring. And you can see Daniel doing his goddamn work, man.
Yeah,
making shit happen.
Kevin's going through the fields.
Oh, yeah.
It's for the people. And for me.
Yeah.
Mostly for
and
you.
for
but
Daniel. It's for everybody.
Everybody.
Fuck, this tattoo is special, man. Todoroki's going to be for everyone.
It's
man.
documented. I don't think not many people could say they've gone, maybe like Steve-O, has been documented getting a tattoo, but I don't think a live session.
Not a podcast. It's just, they just recorded it.
Yeah, that's all. I mean,
like I said, like Instagram lives and stuff for rappers. I know, like I've seen like MGK and like some others that get tattooed like live stream and stuff, but that was like a live stream. This is a full on podcast.
Live session
We've
of
had
a tattoo.
discussions.
Yeah,
like,
man.
We've talked about things and tatted at the same time.
Of course,
I
dude.
somehow didn't scream entirely like a bitch on my shin thus far, so.
So has the numbing cream, did it help at all?
He's a fuck,
On
bro.
the shin, no.
It
On the
didn't?
shin,
You didn't really
it's-
feel
you're
it?
pretty much guaranteed pain on bone, regardless.
Yeah.
I mean, Daniel backed me up. I mean, no matter how much
Yeah.
numbing you try, I mean, it's a bone.
I mean, you tried, dude. You went for it.
Might as well, right? I mean, it's a painful session, and I want it to be as smooth as I could for the pod. I didn't want to be like screeching on the mic.
No, dude, you weren't. Nobody peaked on anything. It's been fine, dude. It's all been good so far.
Yeah, you did good, man. It's I'm not gonna lie, it's a tough tat. You know.
My whole sleeve is tough, bro. This is so gnarly, man. I've always wanted a leg sleeve, bro.
And
It's coming to the conclusion, man. It's almost done. Almost.
we just gotta do little white highlights, and then we're.
How many needles are in that?
This one is 7. So
7 needles.
7 needles. So yeah, it's gonna be.
Where's the white going?
I'm just more on the face.
The face and the hair, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. This is hard, bro.
Hey, man, you got balls of steel for doing this, bro.
This is a very tough tattoo to sit through, man. I think.
And you've sat like a rock, I would say, right?
You did better than I did. I tapped out.
I won't.
He
lie,
brought it up
man.
at the
Like,
beginning of the episode. Yeah, man.
I won't lie. I think the more tattoos you get, obviously, and especially since like I've been getting this sleeve in very quick succession, like,
Week by week, pretty much.
by week. So like, I haven't had like time for the tattoo
To heal.
Well, like the shock of the pain, like.
Oh yeah.
I haven't had a lot of time for that to wear off.
Towards you.
There you go. So I think I'm just still a little used to the pain since I'm going week by week.
And
That-
okay, so I mean, I took too long to even get into it. Not too long, but Kev obviously works security with me. I mentioned, I think, last episode. And at our job, he's been having to wear. Kev, you want to tell him, bro? If you could, I could.
So I'll either wear a
Yeah,
soccer sock over my whole leg. So I'll wear one knee-high sock and one ankle sock. And I'm pretty sure, I think in some counties that's like a gang thing. So I really hope that I'm not like in an area where that's gonna cause an issue. Cause I don't think it's going to, but
I don't think it will.
But
it
I have an
hasn't so far.
explanation because I
look at my tattoo. The guy's gonna be like, gang.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, like
you'll
I
be
have
okay.
I have the fresh ink underneath to prove it. I mean, you can see how fresh ink looks different. It's
Yeah.
peeling, it's healing, it's still red, it's All of
I
the
don't think
above.
anybody's gonna give a security guy a fucking tough like fucking
No.
just
and
give you shit for having a high like sock. I don't
you're
know.
in the OC, so
The-
it's gonna be that bad.
Yeah,
the one high
SoCal
sock,
is different. I mean,
it could trigger some stroller moms for sure, dude.
who knows, who knows, dude?
Yesterday though, I had to actually wear I wore actually some like the compression leggings I used to wear for soccer. Underneath
Anti-shave.
my shorts. I wore those and I rolled up the right leg sleeve above, like on my right leg,
Okay.
so I only had it down on my left, and that was actually super comfortable.
Oh yeah.
That was actually almost more comfortable than the high sock.
Okay.
And so I think I might start doing that, and it does help with the chafe because, man, we're out there in the hot sun at least 8 hours a day or more. And the chafing, man, it's a real issue. We got baby powder in the bag, guys. We're not messing around.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have problems with the chafing, but
Me and another of our coworkers, you know,
Do.
we chafe in
hey,
the
they know
heat.
Dash, bro. They know Dash.
Yeah,
Dash
you
is
know
not new
Dash,
on
yeah.
EMP. Dash is another one of our homies who's been on early morning podcast.
Yeah, we got some problems with it sometimes with the chafing, but you know it's worth it for the job. You know, the people, the fun we have.
I feel like you're gonna have more problems with the itching the next week or two with this, man.
Well,
That'll
I'll
be
just, you know, some people might watch me slap my leg a little bit underneath this.
bugs. Just say it's a mosquito or some shit.
Yeah, something bit me.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I mean, why not? One day I literally tripped and fell.
Now that I
in
think
front
about
of
it, if like a child saw your leg sleeve, it could be pretty fucking intimidating.
You think?
What do you think, Daniel?
In a bad way or like?
It could scare them. I don't know.
It's an anime.
Yeah, I don't think they'll know what anime is. They'll probably be
But
like,
I mean, if you just glance at it, you see like it looks like a guy throwing balls of fire, and it's like it could throw off a kid, man. Like it could definitely be like, oh, what's going on here?
well, that's why he puts a sock over it.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Hey man, you gotta keep it healed. I remember one time I seen Daniel share a meme on Instagram. It was like people complaining about tattoos not healing, and then it was like them jumping like straight in the ocean after getting a fresh
Oh my
tat
god.
and like leaving it in the sun and all this and like treating it like crap, and then it heals horribly, and then they go and yell at the artist like, you gave me a bad tattoo, and it's like, no man,
That's on you, man.
You
That's
didn't
on
take
you.
care of it, man.
No direct sunlight.
I was just gonna say, can you give like it's like a very easy rundown, but
Yeah,
from
yeah.
the man himself, what's the easiest and like,
I would just say just don't non-direct sunlight.
Mhm.
Don't submerge it in water like completely like the pool or anything.
okay,
At least not for like 2 or 3 weeks, and then after that you're golden. I mean, if you have any questions too, you could Google tattoo aftercare. And
it's
find-
so easy,
yeah,
but
find-
people like you, like Kev, and you said people just fuck them up, man. Like,
Yeah.
and then they come out the artist like, hey, what did you do?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's just. I mean, it happens, you know, where you know, because sometimes, especially in the summertime, people are going on vacation and going out, especially now that COVID's a little more open,
For sure,
and then people want to just get out. So I mean,
their tattoos will start to not be taken care of as well.
Yeah. So I mean, but I always offer touch-ups and go over it. If any little imperfections, we'll just go over it. Or,
Hey man, if anything, I might actually ask you to cover up mine, because I've told this story before. I'll do a quick summary. I'm not sure if I told you, but my first tattoo when I was 16.
Oh yeah, you want to hear this, dude?
I've told it on EMP before when Dash was on, but I'll just give a quick summary of it. I've been wanting that like Kev said, he'd been wanting his since a kid. I've been wanting mine. I saw a family member with the Albanian flag on his shoulder, like right where Kev has his dolphins. And I was like, when I was 6, I'm like, I'm getting that. As soon as I can get a tattoo, I'm getting that. Whatever, we ended up going to play soccer overseas in Sweden and Denmark in 2 different tournaments, and I saved money specifically to get tattoos because over there wasn't an age. And I ended up getting tattooed at like 3 a.m. by like this Swedish gangster, and he just fucking ripped me apart, man. Like, my shit is really scarred. Like, you could tell, like, he went deep. And I've thought about like getting it fixed and covered up, but I was like, you know, the story behind the tattoo, we had to sneak out of like a room of 18 people of our teammates and like get to this fucking tattoo shop downtown and get back for games at 9 in the morning. Like maybe I should just keep it kind of how it is, you know. It's my first tattoo after all, so
We done?
he fucking wrapped it up, dude.
Well, go ahead, continue.
No, that was basically it, man. I ended up getting tattooed by this guy that looked like a fucking gang, like mafia member for
it's
like.
all like the Hangover on when that little 7-year-old getting tattooed.
Basically, but dude, imagine the guy looking like The Rock, but like tatted from head to toe. Like that's basically what the guy looked like, and
that's probably like, hey, if he says.
I had to take the tattoo no matter what. I mean, he could have shipped me off as fucking. As like a sex worker. Honestly, I have no idea what could have happened that night, but I ended up getting the tattoo, and since then, dude, it's what it is, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look bad, man. I've seen some messed up tattoos.
Yeah, I know. There are bad ones for sure. No, it wasn't terrible, but like I said, the story behind it is what makes it. But yeah, we're about wrapped up, dude. Kev, anything to say before, bro? We wrap up.
You know what? The pain of tattoos is always worth it, and it always will be. So sit down, chill out, do whatever you need to do to sit through it, because it's going to be worth it at the end.
Find a good artist that'll take care of you, man. Find somebody like Daniel, man. We're going to put his information in the bio, and we're going to put his work up. And we're going to put a picture of Kev's sleeve also at the end of the episode.
And Daniel travels, too. If you can build a client base in any state big enough, my man... He is willing to come tat you. He's offered multiple. Back me up.
I was gonna say, plug yourself, bro. Go ahead.
That's true. I go to Kansas, Maine, and Colorado. So and there's other spots too. But yeah, feel free. Check out my Instagram. You could DM me there. Shoot me an email. All my information's on there, and then you guys could check out my work and stuff like that. And then hope to meet you guys soon.
For sure, man. Dude, thank you for doing this, man. Kev, dude, this has been like
get the cam
a
up
moment.
On this real quick.
What?
Should I?
I was thinking about just putting a good picture of it because I don't know how we'll get. Like, if you want to try to put it in front of the camera, sure, dude. You just have to stand up.
Yeah. Check this out right here, dude.
That's actually it, pretty much. Yeah, there you go.
We'll put a better picture up later.
Yeah.
We'll get a better visual on Daniel's Instagram there too as well. We'll have a shot of it on my Instagram as well. Again, Kex_CL, KEX_CL.
There you go, dude. Thank you guys for listening to another episode of Early Morning Podcast. Till next time, peace.
Fed up feeling like a little kid. Take a look at me, take a look at what you did. Every one of your decisions like a prison kept me locked in this position. Your ambition is not what this is. You've always wanted to be number one.